Hello, I am Swift, and I am starting my own studio for game development. I've been a gamer my entire life. Growing up, there were no bounds limiting my creativity. And when I got a hold of video games, well, it was more like video games got a hold of me. Time flew and I almost never grew bored. With these in mind, I've always wanted to create my own video games. Think about it. That is unlimited potential. One problem. I never knew where to start. I may have always been creative, but I didn't know how to program or code, and I certainly am no artist. But a couple years ago, I tried studying Python. I did not last long, and I retained very little to almost nothing. I started seeing stuff on YouTube on how to start game development, tutorials, actual experiences, so I decided that I can give it a try. In January of 2024, I installed Unity, which I tried out, and by try out I mean I followed along tutorials. I tried throwing in my own poorly and quickly made art. I felt like I made progress until I realized that I had hardly retained what I just did. On top of that, I could not maintain consistency of effort at the time, so I gave up temporarily. Well, I took a break. I knew that I would get back at it. I just needed to be patient. For the past few months, I found time. Not a lot of time, but some time. But I knew it was time. I think about what inspires me. First is my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Then my desire to support my family. And finally, my passion to create fun and exciting games and adventures. I take in knowledge, experience, tips, instructions from many different sources. Shout out to Danny Crossing on YouTube, and Zach Avelli and his Game Dev Field Guide on Spotify, and Alex Dev and his courses on Udemy. These have been really helpful for me as I've been learning and diving into this new field. And finally, I have my first product, Dragon Dash. Well, it is still very bare bones, and I did follow along a lot of tutorials and instructions, but I feel like I made it my own. Well, with the feedback and tips from my wife, I made something that I really like. I also already have ideas for changes and additions that I want to implement, but I'm not releasing this first version yet. I want to continue to expand it first, but I do plan on eventually adding games onto itch.io. I just want to say, it is such an amazing feeling creating your own video games. It is so fun seeing your own animations come to life. If you have ever thought that you just wanted to make a game of your own, do it. It may take some time, some effort, and some learning, but let your creativity run wild. Even if you take a little step, go ahead and take that first step. It'll be worth it as you see your progress grow over time. Anyways, welcome to Emerald Swift.